On today's edition of ICN, we will check in on construction around Highway 221.
Then we'll get an update on the recent opioid settlement. Also, we will check out the political races for the upcoming primary elections. But first, enjoy this open by the anchor sitting next to me, Annika.
We bring you news time and again. This is ICN. This is ICN.
Welcome to this edition of ICN. I'm Annika Knutson.
And I'm Molly Maddox. Today's top story. The ongoing construction around 221 is moving quickly. DOT officials gave ICN updates on what aspects of the project residents can expect to see this year, including major drainage work along Charlotte Road, which will include minor impacts to traffic, the completion of loops and ramps at Charlotte Road and Mountain Street, drainage work near Broyhill Road, and a temporary traffic shift onto the new alignment from US 221 between Dollar General and Mountain Street.
Big changes are coming to the Daily Courier. Molly Maddox has the story.
The Daily Courier has been part of our community since 1969, and for many in Rutherford County, it's how they stay connected. Currently, the paper is printed 3 days a week, but starting Wednesday, March 4th, the paper will shift to 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays.
The reason for decreasing the print days is because of all the expenses going up. The print has doubled in the last 5 years, and I think people have gotten away from relying on newspapers, and it's a problem because all the new resources out there with A1, content's being created that's not been verified, and you can count on your local newspaper to verify that because we're liable.
If you depend on the paper, don't worry, you won't be getting any less local news.
We're going to put as much content in 2 days that we did in 3 and still have a digital presence because we're still all here working the same amount of hours as a 3-day paper versus a 2.
For ICN, I'm Molly Maddox.
The Opioid Settlement Fund continues to move forward in Rutherford County. The application deadline for grants is April 30th. Session 2 for those working on applying will take place on March 16th at the new Rutherford County Government Services Building at 145 College Avenue.
The March meeting will be on program design, budget development, and compliance. And so those are the things we'll hit. Same structure. We'll do 45 to 60 minutes presenting, and then we'll have half an hour for folks to ask questions.
Visit the Rutherford County Government website for information about the Opioid Settlement Fund, or use the link provided in the comments section of this video.
Early voting is coming to a close. The last day is Saturday, February 28th. Election day for the primaries is on March 3rd from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. at your designated polling location. Voters must now present a valid photo identification when voting in person. There are only a few competitive primary races on the Democratic ballot that includes races for U.S. Senate, U.S. House of Representatives, NC Court of Appeals, and Board of Education. On the Republican ballot, competitive races include North Carolina Court of Appeals, U.S. Senate, U.S. House of Representatives, North Carolina House of Representatives, Rutherford County Board of Commissioners, Board of Education, District Attorney, Clerk of Courts, and Sheriff. In Polk County, voting on March 3rd will take place at 7 different polling places, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Democratic competitive races include U.S. Senate, U.S. House of Representatives, North Carolina Court of Appeals, and Polk County Board of Commissioners.
Rutherford Stage is excited to announce auditions for their first adult comedy drama, Moss and Kaufman's You Can't Take It With You. Set in 1930s New York, the play is about two families, the dysfunctional Sycamores and their normal daughter Alice, who falls in love with Tony, son of the Kirby family, an upper-class and stuffy family. Cast should be 16 and up. Roles are for 7 women, 9 men, and 3 of any gender. Auditions are Monday, March 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Foundation Performing Arts Center. Performances are June 5th and 6th, with rehearsals being held mostly on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 9 p.m.
If you are looking for a new hobby or just a fun way to pass the time, learning a card game might just be what you need. An Introduction to Bridge is an 8-week course held at Isothermal's Polk campus that teaches the game of bridge to individuals with no experience. Classes will meet Saturdays from March 7th through May 2nd, from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. To register, call 828-894-3092 or register in person at the Polk campus. Tuition for the class is $65.
With the end of the first 8-week term approaching, here are some important dates to keep in mind. The last day of classes is Wednesday, March 4th, followed by a short break from March 5th through the 9th. Classes resume on Tuesday, March 10th, and bookstore charges for Spring Term 2 will be open beginning on March 4th.
That's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us on Isothermal TV on YouTube.
And on Isothermal Campus Connection on Facebook.
If you would like to know more about the Audio-Video Production Technology program, just stay tuned after the credits for a wonderful commercial by Annika.
Thanks, Molly. Signing off for ICN, I'm Annika Knutson.
And I'm Molly Maddox, and you're awesome!
Have you ever wanted to make a cool video then gotten discouraged because your shots don't look right? Started on a podcast and gotten confused by the chords and whatever that thing called a DAW is? ICC's got a course of study for you. The Audio and Video Production Technologies program gives you confidence in your technological production endeavors. It covers lighting, filming, audio recording, and editing in both video and audio. Email cyoung@isothermal.edu for information about ICC's podcast streaming certificate and get a head start on your influencer career today.